If z is equal to a plus bi, the conjugate of z is a minus bi. Z is equal to 2 plus 5i. The conjugate of z is 2 minus 5i. Z multiplied by its conjugate is equal to 2 plus 5i times 2 minus 5i, which will produce a difference of 2 perfect squared. It's going to be 2 squared minus 5i squared between parentheses, which is really 4 minus 5 squared, which is 25, I squared. And since I squared is equal to -1, we're going to have 4 minus 25 times -1, which is 4 plus 25, which is 29. Z is equal to 1 minus 3i. The conjugate of z is 1 plus 3i. Now z times its conjugate will be 1 minus 3i times 1 plus 3i. The product will be a difference of 2 perfect squares, 1 squared minus between parentheses 3i squared, which is 1 minus 9i squared. I squared is equal to -1. 1 minus 9 times -1, which is 1 plus 9, which is 10. The conjugate of 1 plus 6i is 1 minus 6i. Z times its conjugate will be 1 plus 6i times 1 minus 6i. 1 squared minus 6i squared. And 1 squared is 1. 6i squared between parentheses is 36i squared. 1 minus 36 times -1, which is 1 plus 36. The answer is 37. The conjugate of -2i is +2i. And when we multiply the complex number by its conjugate, it's going to be -2i times +2i, which is -4i squared. Now I squared is equal to -1. -4 times -1 is +4. Complex conjugate product theorem. If we multiply a complex number by its conjugate, we get the sum of 2 squared. When dividing complex numbers, we must multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator and write the expression in standard form. 1 over 2 plus I will be multiplied by 2 minus I over 2 minus I. 2 minus I is the conjugate of 2 plus I. We distribute 1, we get 2 minus I, and 2 plus I times 2 minus I is 2 squared minus I squared. So it's 2 minus I divided by 4 plus 1 minus I squared is minus negative 1. So the answer is 2 minus I over 5, and in standard form, it'll be 2 over 5 minus I over 5, or 1/5 of I. We're going to simplify B first. 4 plus square root of 25 times square root of negative 1 divided by 2 minus square root of 9 times square root of negative 1. 4 plus square root of 25 is 5i. Square root of negative 1 is I. 2 minus 3i. Now, we're going to multiply 4 plus 5i over 2 minus 3i by the conjugate of the denominator over itself, 2 plus 3i over 2 plus 3i. We'll distribute 4 to 2 plus 3i, 8 plus 12i. We distribute 5 to 2 plus 3i, 10i plus 15i squared. And the denominator becomes the sum of 2 squares, 2 squared plus 3 squared. 8 minus 15 will be negative 7. 15i squared is negative 15. And 12 plus 10 is 22. 22i. 4 plus 9, 13. Now, in standard form, negative 7 over 13 plus 22i over 13.